Thank you to my sponsor, Cake Wallet, where you can store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero safely on your iOS and Android devices. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Girl Gone Crypto. I have an awesome guest here today. I've got Jaynti Kanani, the co-founder and CEO of Matic. So Jaynti, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Leah. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So I'm really excited to chat with you about Matic because sidechains is something that I think is a really important topic in the space right now. And Matic being a sidechain of Ethereum and being a prominent player in that space, I thought it'd be really fun to chat with you. So maybe just to kick off, can you tell us what a sidechain is for people who are watching that maybe don't really know, and then give us kind of a brief overview of what Matic is?
Sure. So let me give you an example of PayPal and the different technologies like Web2 technologies so people can understand, relate those technologies with Matic. So let's say if you send someone, let's say $10 on the account to account, it takes a huge amount of time and fees and everything. So let's say if I want to send a transactions from India to US or somewhere else, it takes huge number of fees and days and multiple banks in between, intermediaries and everything. But it's like if you use PayPal, right? PayPal, you deposit the money, you transfer, and you can withdraw your from PayPal account to your bank account anytime you want. Similar to what Matic is to blockchain, right? So blockchain right now on Ethereum or Bitcoin, it takes Ethereum takes like 15 seconds to 2 minutes. And let's say currently, if you take the example of current situation of Ethereum, it's a very jammed, and the transaction fees is $10 and $20 and everything. With Matic, you can basically scale those transactions very faster compared to Ethereum, and you can transfer money like in cents. Basically, it's very cheaply. So basically, Matic is kind of a scalability solution for any blockchain. So we are starting with Ethereum, but you can apply to any blockchains. You can create kind of sidechain to any blockchains. So you can move your money to sidechain and transfer, make a transaction, faster transactions, and then if you want, you can bring back your tokens from Matic chain to Ethereum chain whenever you want. So that's a kind of in small like in descriptions. You can say Matic basically scales any blockchains, and kind of the good thing about Matic is that even if the Matic chain stops, let's say tomorrow, you can always go ahead and collect your tokens from Ethereum. Okay. So let's say you transfer your tokens to Ethereum to Matic chain, and then you can basically go on Ethereum and kind of provide a proof saying, okay, hey, I have like say 10 USD on Ethereum on Matic chain, and I want to withdraw it, and you can do that. So that's a powerful concept of kind of mathematical proof and everything, and you can go ahead and rely on Ethereum security even if Matic is not there or something happened to Matic in the future. So that's how the whole ecosystem works. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And so it's just a very high level explanation. Sidechains and Matic basically improves speed and cost and scalability of other blockchains. So,
yeah.
So you mentioned that you guys started on Ethereum, and that's where you're building now. What other blockchains are you looking at next, and what does that kind of implementation of being able to take Matic to other blockchains look like?
So the thing is that we are right now very much focused on Ethereum because we think like Ethereum would be the only layer one will work. So currently we are focusing on developers and the ecosystems of Ethereum right now. But of course you can make it work on ETC as well, Ethereum Classic. But yeah, of course we are not kind of not doing any efforts there, but of course you can go ahead and deploy another instance of Matic on the ETC without any change, to be honest. Maybe you need to change some chain IDs and everything, but mostly nothing. Yeah.
So I saw that your mainnet launched recently, back in May. How is that going so far? Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
So currently, like if you let me check the current block number. So it's working throughout the last since May, and current block number is 964K.
Nice.
So like in the next, like say tomorrow, maybe day after, we will reach to 1 million blocks on Matic. So it's going like very good, like there is no problem at all. And we are also enabling staking for staking and main delegation for our community, so anyone can come and delegate the tokens to our foundation nodes for sometimes, and then they can stake their own nodes and everything. But we are kind of doing our delegation enabled like on 29th of this month. Yeah, so that's a good thing for us.
Yeah, congrats. That's really
Yeah,
exciting.
thank you.
And so maybe tell us a
Yeah.
little bit, since you just mentioned the token, about your token and what role that plays in the ecosystem and how it's used.
So first utility of the Matic token is to stake and delegations of the system. So let's say you come with your, let's say 10K Matic tokens and you stake and you become a validator. Once you become a validator, you basically validate the sidechain, Matic chain, and collect the fee from the transactions. So basically, and the transaction fees are also on Matic. So you get the rewards for becoming validator, and you can also ask someone else to delegate the tokens to you, so they can also get the rewards, and you get the kind of higher stake in the systems, and you have kind of the overall system will have a higher security in terms of money, and if something goes wrong, you can always get slash and everything. So this is kind of the where we have a kind of system where you come with your Matic tokens and stake it, and incentive to become a validator, and incentives to get the validated blockchains in an efficient way. So that's a utility, one way to look at. Second is a fees, right? Fees is like whenever someone sends transactions on Matic, they pay fees in Matic tokens, right? So this is kind of major role in the whole ecosystems. We're also exploring the way we can use Matic tokens like fundraising for the different projects or different partners, where they can actually get the Matic tokens as a grants or investments out of the Matic foundations and the community. That's kind of increase the value accrual along the in the future for the Matic token. Yeah.
So I'm curious, how is Matic different than other side chains? Like, obviously we've got Lightning with Bitcoin. I'm not sure what other side
Mhm.
chains, are on Ethereum, but so it could be Ethereum based or not, but maybe just touch on that a little bit as well.
Definitely. So, let's take example of Lightning Network, as you mentioned, right? So, in Lightning Network, basically, let's say there are two users, two kind of receivers and senders. If they want to send a transaction, they want to connect first. They need to make a transactions on Bitcoin, and then they need to create a kind of channel between them, right? And then they can send it kind of one Bitcoin from A to B. And to do that, they need some money in between in the channel, right?
Okay.
So let's say if they want to send Bitcoin to, let's say, multiple people, let's say 10 people, right? And they want to send a transaction from one point to the second point, the overall system should have kind of 2x capital than they want to transfer. So this is very, very less capital efficient, I would say, the overall system. Sidechain for us, it's not a case, right? You can actually transfer token even if you don't make a transactions on Matic chain. So let's say if I want to send a 10 USD to you right now, you just need to give me an address. That's it. You don't need to make any transactions on Matic or any Ethereum, right? In sidechain or on Lightning Network, that's not the case, right? Also, let's say if you want to transfer $1 million on Lightning Network, you need to have $2 million in the channel,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Like
Yeah.
2x kind of, because it's kind of works a different way than channel sidechain, right? In our case, that's not the case, right? So that's a huge difference between them, right? We also support smart contracts, right? So you can deploy any kind of Ethereum contracts and let's say DeFi contracts, exchanges, everything on Matic, You can't do the same with Lightning Network. Similar with other side channels, sidechain as well. So let's say if you talk about the set channels, similar thing is there, right? Capital inefficient because you need huge amount of tokens in between. Because if you want to transfer between A to B, for other side channel like rollups and everything, they have to push all the data on chain, so it's very limited in number of TPS, because they have to kind of send all the kind of data on Ethereum. That's not a case with Matic. uh, there are zero knowledge proof as well, right? So in the zero knowledge proof, it takes 10 minutes to create a proof, or 10 minutes or more, and you need a special hardware to create a proof. So your transaction fee basically increases when you have a huge number of transactions. So it's kind of not efficient compared to us. So we are kind of middle in like in the, if you see, think about the spectrum of layer 2, we are kind of in the middle where we are not kind of very capital heavy, nor we kind of scale like zk level stuff, like very high level security, but we have kind of middle where it works very well with happy scenarios, and if in the bad scenarios as well, you can actually go on the Ethereum and withdraw your tokens and everything, no problems, and with the best UX in this in the whole spectrum, right? So that's how we differs from other players as well. Uh, Having said that, we're also exploring ZKP to how we can use it very efficient way in our system. But we are still on the research part. Yeah, still not any concrete thing.
So you mentioned, DeFi contracts a moment ago, and that was something I wanted to ask you about, because I noticed on your website it said that you guys are a one-stop DeFi platform. Can you talk about that a little bit and what all is encompassed in that?
Sure. So there are like many layer 2 solutions which offers you that per dApp chain, right? We are not that. You can deploy multiple kind of contracts on one chain and interact with them. So basically, it basically inherits the property of composability from DeFi directly, right? Why DeFi is working very well on Ethereum? Because of the composability, right? You can basically you can make one transaction with kind of, you can borrow, you can lend, you can exchange, you can do kind of farming, yield farming on compound, everything in one transaction, right? But if you do like per dApp chain, it's very tricky. Like you can do that, but not one transaction. Of course, you need to kind of make a transactions and then wait for the receipt and make a second transaction on different chain, different shard. Uh, it's very complicated. Yeah, for us, for our chain, you can do same things as you are doing on Ethereum. You can do same thing on Matic. No difference, right? So that's why it's very powerful thing. So DeFi is not for like my personal point of view is like DeFi is not popular because of the kind of a decentralization. DeFi is popular because of the composability and the properties it provides because of the blockchain, right? You can make a transactions, you can do whatever you do like on the blockchains without any permissions, right? That's a powerful thing, and we can basically inheritance directly from Ethereum formatting. So that's a huge thing. Yeah.
So, what trends do you see happening in DeFi maybe over the next year or two? How do you see that aspect of the space progressing?
Yeah, so basically, I see DeFi in multiple levels, to be honest, from the product views, right? So one is kind of in user, simple users, where like say my mom and my parents, basically, right? My parents, if let's say my mom want to do something on bank, she always asks me to do that, right? So there are like non-tech savvy people who doesn't know about DeFi or blockchain and everything. The second user base would be the people who knows like crypto guys, right? Who the individuals basically who knows cryptos and know how to do how to lend and borrow from compound and any DeFi, and go to the curve finance and to the exchange and Uniswap, everything. And third would be the advanced level kind of whales and institution level people, right? So I always divide DeFi in multiple segments, so it's very easy to visualize how we can make products suitable to those users. I think for normal user, they never get what DeFi is. Even if, let's say, if I want to, if I want to kind of invest in my money to someone in let's say Wall Street or and shares, I always know people always take advice from some other people instead of doing directly, right? So I think there are kind of no DeFi products which no cater those segments and then institutions and advanced users. So I think it will divide in the future like into segments, and people always kind of create a products for the different user base. uh, if you think about the DeFi, let's say 1 year ago and right now, many things have changed, right? Many things have evolved, like yield farming and lending, borrowing, algorithm trading, and everything. And also they have kind of like perpetual contracts and everything, like Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoins also on DeFi right now. So I think in the next few years, everything kind of comes on the DeFi level on Ethereum. But of course, like there are some things you can't do on DeFi, which you can do on normal finance. So I'm very excited on those things where kind of borrow without any collateral kind of use cases. It would be killer if you can do that on blockchains, because without collateral, it would be like perfect use case for borrowing, and it kind of evolve DeFi after that. So I'm very excited and see how it turns out. Yeah.
So now you guys have some really cool partnerships in the crypto space, like with Decentraland and
Yeah.
different people like that. Can you tell us a little bit about what some of these partnerships look like and how you guys are working together?
Sure. So, talking about the Decentraland, I met them, the founders, Esteban and Ari, back in 2018 during the hackathon, and I said, okay, here I'm making this so cool stuff, and maybe you want to use that to scale your marketplace, right? So they said, yeah. Then because of that, we basically evolve a product in such a way that people more and more dApps come on Matic. So if you think about the games, Decentraland, we also have a huge name, but I can't expose right now. And many other small dApps to bigger dApps and enterprises and everything. Every bigger level companies as well. They are also exploring Matic. So we have games, we have identity, we have prediction market, we have exchanges, we have some kind of DeFi related products. We also have a user base on our dApps, right? So I know like people have like dApps building on top of like many other blockchains. They don't have users. The good thing is that we also have some of the dApps which has real users, right? In India, we have identity platform called Springlord, which basically caters one no giant credit card startup in India. So we have kind of no user base like B2B2C related customers directly on Matic. So we have those the Decentraland. We have Sapiens, which they are building social network on Matic. So we have that. We have multiple games like multiple racing games, card games. There are multiple other games are coming also on Matic. So yeah, every kind of different genre and apps. Yeah.
I feel like it's been really fun to see so many games moving to blockchain or being built, on
Yeah.
different chains. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. So there are many layer 2 solutions which are going to shut down, and they are also their dApps also moving to Matic. So it's a good thing. Yeah.
Obviously, you guys just launched the mainnet. That was a huge thing. But maybe now tell us, now that that's launched, what are you guys working on now and what's kind of up next for Matic?
Sure. So currently we are focusing on the delegations and enabling the delegation, making more decentralized network. We're also exploring the governance, how we can use the decentralized governance to drive the whole Matic in the future. That's our roadmap. Second thing would be we are exploring other layer 2 scaling solutions as well, like ZKP and rollups, and see if we can use the new technologies, and how we can integrate to the Matic. So in the future, like we want to kind of a player without competition, to be honest, right? In the layer 2, like Matic should be there. So we are also looking in multiple various technologies and research areas where we can integrate on the Matic right now. So yeah, that's our future roadmap. Yes.
Well, Jaynti, thank you so much for coming on my show. It's been awesome to hear more about Matic, but also just to have some really great conversation about sidechains and DeFi. So thank you again so much. Where can people go to find Matic and connect with you guys online?
Yep. So direct, like I always answer everything on Twitter. So you can always reach out to me at underscore Jaynti Kanani on Twitter, or for Matic, you can go at the Matic Network on Twitter. You can also join our Telegram channel on our kind of, if you are interested in Telegram. Uh, every information regarding Matic and every dApps partnership and everything, you can go ahead and click like https matic.network website. You can go there and you can find anything related to Matic and team members, roadmap, everything there. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I will put all of those links below. But thank you again, Jaynti, so much. It's been really awesome to chat
Thank
with
you.
you.